It was a rainy Thursday night in Port Harcourt city. The streets were half flooded, and the rain pounded the rooftops in an angry rhythm. Inside the glass-house restaurant, only a few customers remained, most of them hurrying to leave before the storm worsened. Amara Nwosu, a 26-year-old graduate with a degree in business administration, wiped down the last table by the window. Life in Port Harcourt had not been kind to her. Despite her education, she worked as a waitress, struggling to survive on a meager salary. As she wrung her cloth, headlights cut through the glass. A black Range Rover pulled up outside, splashing dirty water across the pavement. A tall man stumbled in, drenched, his designer suit ruined by the rain. A baseball cap shielded most of his face. He smelled of whiskey and despair. He slumped into a corner booth, ordered more alcohol, and ignored the calls buzzing on his phone. His hands trembled whenever he lifted the glass. After a while, his head dropped forward. His body jerked once, then went still. Alarmed, Amara rushed to him. His face was pale, his breathing shallow. As she shook him, a photograph slipped from his pocket. It showed a woman holding a baby. On the back was written, "My last reason to live." Without hesitation, Amara spent her last money to call a cab and dragged his unconscious body into the back seat. She rushed him to a private hospital, paid the emergency fee with her entire month's salary, and waited 6 hours while he lay under oxygen. By dawn, he was stable. Exhausted, she slipped out quietly. She did not want thanks. She did not even know his name. A week later, a black SUV stopped in front of the restaurant. Amara's manager called her out. Standing there was the same man, now clean-shaven, dressed in a black kaftan that radiated quiet power. "Miss Amara Nwosu," he said softly. "You saved my life. I am Chico Obiadi, CEO of Obiadi Estates." Her heart skipped. His name was known across Nigeria, whispered in banks and business journals. A billionaire. He tried to hand her an envelope. She refused. "I didn't do it for money." "I know," he said with a faint smile. "That is why I came myself." From that day, he returned often. Sometimes with food for the kitchen staff. Sometimes just to speak with her during her breaks. Slowly, a friendship formed, and with time, something deeper grew between them. When the restaurant shut down without notice 2 months later, Amara was again jobless. Chico would not let her drown. He offered her a role in his NGO, managing projects for displaced women. She poured her heart into the work, and for the first time in years, she felt useful. Their bond deepened. But trouble was waiting. Chico had launched a housing project in Elimi, donating land to widows and orphans. Corrupt politicians and land barons saw this as a threat to their empire. Threats began. Stones were thrown at the NGO's gate. One evening, men cornered Amara outside. "Tell your man to leave the land. Or next time, it won't just be a warning." Fear gripped her. That night, Chico held her close and whispered, "I'll never let them take you. Not from me." But betrayal soon came from within. His assistant, Teniola Adebayo, always smiled politely, but her eyes told a different story. One morning, Amara received an anonymous email. "Be careful who you trust. Ask Chico why land promised to widows is already being sold." Attached was a signed document, bearing his signature, showing 10 plots sold to a Dubai company. Shocked, Amara confronted him. At first, silence. Then Chico sighed. "It wasn't me. Teniola forged my signature. I wanted to fix it quietly." Amara's eyes filled with hurt. "Don't hide things from me, Chico. I deserve honesty." He took her hand. "Then stand with me when I expose her." At a press conference, before cameras, he announced, "My assistant of 7 years, Miss Teniola Adebayo, forged my signature and sold land meant for widows. She is dismissed effective immediately." I remained silent too long, but the woman I love reminded me that silence only protects the guilty. Her name is Amara Nwosu. She saved me when I was dying. She reminded me how to live. The media exploded. Amara's name trended nationwide. And so did the threats. That evening, gunmen attacked their convoy. Bullets riddled the SUV. They barely escaped alive. The battle escalated. Weeks later, Amara's estranged father appeared at her door. He had abandoned her after her mother's death, but now returned awkwardly. "I failed you," he said. "Maybe I can make it right." He handed her a land document, pointing to a name circled in red, Chief Otanbie Adalik. A powerful ex-senator. A man known for ruthless land grabs. The document exposed corruption on a massive scale. When the Obiadi Foundation leaked it, the nation erupted. Hashtags trended worldwide. Amara became a symbol. She stood before the National Assembly in Abuja and declared, "They told me I was too small, too weak, just a waitress. But bullets cannot silence truth. We fight not for land, but for dignity, for the futures of our children, for the soul of our nation." Crowds roared. But in hidden rooms, Chief Adalik seethed. "She has the people now. We won't touch her. We'll touch him." He pointed at Chiku's photo. Soon after, Chiku's convoy was ambushed. 2 guards were killed. Chiku barely survived. Amara wept by his bedside. "This is because of me. If I leave, maybe they'll stop." But when he woke, weak and pale, he whispered, "You saved me once, Amara. Don't leave me now." The enemy struck again, this time targeting Amara directly. Her car was rammed on ABA Road. Bullets tore through the windows. One grazed her neck. She spent 6 days in the hospital. When she woke, she begged Chiku, "Call off the wedding. I can't watch you die because of me." Heartbroken, he agreed. She returned to teaching in a small school, living quietly, though her heart remained broken. Months later, during a school break, her pupils ran in shouting, "Auntie! You're on TV." She rushed to the staff room. The news anchor reported, "Former Senator Otanbie Adalik has been arrested for land fraud, bribery, and attempted murder." The case was built on whistleblower documents provided by the Obiadi Foundation. The camera cut to Chiku, holding up the same land document her father had given her. "This is not just about land. It is about stolen futures. And we will return it." Amara wept. That evening, there was a knock. She opened the door. Chiku stood there, eyes heavy with tears. "You left," he whispered. "But I never let you go. Will you still be my wife?" Her voice trembled. "Even if the world goes silent, I will still choose you." Their wedding was simple. Not in a hall or luxury hotel, but on the very land that had nearly destroyed them. Widows were the honored guests. Orphans scattered petals as flower girls. No politicians. No noise. Just truth. Amara wore a simple white gown, Chiku a plain white kaftan. The wind carried their vows, binding them forever. And in Port Harcourt, people whispered about a waitress who once saved a billionaire and became the voice of a generation. The moral of the story is clear: the world often overlooks the quiet ones, the waitresses, the widows, the orphans. But greatness is not born from wealth or titles. It is born from courage. Amara was not rich. She had no power. Yet her one act of kindness, saving a stranger, rewrote her destiny and gave voice to millions. One act of love can change a life. One act of courage can change a nation. And so, Amara's journey reminds us that sometimes, the smallest act of kindness can spark the loudest echo across generations. She was just a waitress on a rainy night in Port Harcourt, yet she became a symbol of hope, courage, and love. Her story teaches us that no matter how overlooked or forgotten we may feel, destiny has a way of finding us when we choose compassion over fear. This has been another gripping tale from Tales by Omoh. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you never miss another powerful story. Stay tuned, because many more unforgettable tales are coming your way. Until next time, keep believing, keep hoping, and never forget, one act of courage can change the world. Bye for now.